I'm back in Software Incorporated, and I wanted to show you something that I find to be quite interesting. The top right of the screen, you can see House Builder. This is that game that we've been building for like 90 months now and getting paid for every month. And we're getting close to the iteration being a full 3 iterations, and I think that's pretty good. But I wanted to show you this. If I go to my prospective deals that are being offered to me, there is one deal for a print job for House Builder. They want 362,000 copies by December 1991, which coincidentally just happens to be a couple of months after I deliver them the design. Now, I don't know how they're going to possibly develop it in a month and then get it out, but like apparently I need to print the game before it's even designed. And just so you can see, this is the design for House Builder is the active deal. So I don't know if it's this specific game or if they've built another House Builder, but I just thought that was interesting. I am going to print this because it's good money and I don't have enough print jobs at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and print this, but I just feel like it's weird that I'm currently printing the game that I'm currently designing. I suppose we could probably just put it away, yeah? We could probably just do that. There's 7 months left in the contract, though, and I'm going to milk that for all I can. Another $1 million or so, and revenue seems pretty good to me anyway. Okay, Sophos requested access to my digital platform. So, digital platform still looking pretty good. We got pretty much the same as everybody else does on this. We're up to 4.2 gigabits per second. Data usage is starting to climb, and it will continually and gradually climb year after year as more companies get digital distribution. So my server has been expanded a little bit. I'm up to 8 gigabits per second of capacity now. Just went ahead and added another one. So there we go. Pretty simple thing to do, and we'll just keep doing that as we need it, just making sure that we have more than enough capacity in case of spikes. On the right side of the screen, then, let's go ahead and get rid of the deals. Okay, so these are the 4 things that we're currently doing. Sailing Stars, this is an adventure game. Pixel Hunt's a sports game. We're making our own audio tool, and once this is completed, I will then have all the tools I need to make Chart Engine 2.0. Let's check my notes here. Chart Engine 2.0 will have 2D, 3D, and audio tool all built in-house. I think I've decided, at least my former self did, to add networking features in 3.0, not in 2.0. Probably to prep MMOs, online games, etc. But I think it's probably because it takes too long to do. So I've also done something else. I've spent a bunch of money before the end of the year and got the 3rd floor. Now, we're not really using the 3rd floor, but the 3rd floor is now completed all the way around. We've got the logo here. I've also placed the logo above over here too. I thought that was a nice way to do that. Now, I may change this. I may actually move this up as we make the building taller and taller. But this is kind of the layout I was thinking of. These windows, I like the way they look. That's why they're built this way. That said, there are some instances where shenanigans will happen. There we go. Yeah, a little offset there, wasn't it? There we go. No shenanigans there. No shenanigans there. Yes. Now we can. This was brought up in a comment. I just want to show you. Like I know you can do it. I'm just choosing not to because I wanted this certain aesthetic. But you can stretch these windows like this and make a solid window without the bars. So you can do that too. I've seen this building in both ways, and I'm telling you, I like the way this looks more, which is why this is staying the way it is. So in this video, what are we really doing? Okay. I'm probably going to hire... Honestly, I'm probably going to hire 100 people in this video. It's a little bit ambitious, kind of absurd, and it's probably not great. But here's the thing. Adventure game. We get a little promotion for this. We're getting a little bit of recognition for this. The problem with it is that these things are per genre, okay? So these are by genre. Reputation is genre specific. So focusing a singular genre is probably best if we want to secure new profits or secure stable profits with a really successful IP. And then we can use our profits from that IP, continue building upon it, but also get into other IPs and be able to fund it without having to do constant contracts. is what I would like to do. So if I make like, let's make one game in each one, I'm going to be spending a lot of money and not getting a lot of profits, or I can make one genre really, really well, right? Not at the moment. And I don't know whether or not this is going to give me credit for it. House Builder, maybe I can get some with the realistic simulation games here. Don't know. We'll find out when I hit this develop button, whether or not that's the case. Probably not, because it's not my product. So I'm just milking it for the money right now. But, I want to check contracts really quick too, just to see if I am doing anything. Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, just get this back to design in this. And maybe a support, we should see that too, but no deals. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to see how many bugs we had to deal with first. And core team is basically going to turn into kind of a support team almost for now. And by support, I don't mean filing bugs. I mean, they're just going to be managing, updating things, adding patches, things like that, while the other teams really just hone in and focus on the new products. And the new products are going to be products that are a singular genre. We're going to really attack a singular genre of games. We're going to make like 4 or 5 of them at once. And to get our reputation up with that specific genre. And I think I've decided to do it as RPG. Yeah, RPG. So the RPG genre, I like it a lot. It's my favorite genre of game. I love stories. I love just getting into it. But the other thing about this is that I think the RPG genre works quite well in this case for an online game, specifically things like an MMO. And an MMORPG, for example, is something that we could do later if we had the programmers to do it, because we'll have networking. But that networking function requires a game engine that supports it. And currently, no game engine supports networking like this. So we could also maybe have the opportunity to be the first on the market with a game engine that can do this stuff. Because we're limited in what we can create based on the tools that are required to build it. And so if we just create those tools, we can do this. And what I'm thinking is, maybe our game engine, I'm thinking out loud here, maybe our game engine 2.0 is something that we sell and license, but 3.0, we keep that in-house. And it has the exact same features as 2.0, except it adds networking. And we can use it in-house to create our own games that have networking capabilities when no one else's does. We can not only have the first MMO, but we'll have the only one. And no one else will have an engine that's capable of it. So they'll have to build that and license it, etc., to where by the time we're established in it, then we can go ahead and release 4.0 to the public, and that will have networking functions. And then if they want to come on into our wheelhouse here with MMOs, they can do that with our engine. So that's kind of where my head is on this, on how it's developing. That's like 10 years down the road, all that stuff, but that's kind of where I am on this. Okay, so on to my hiring spree, right? I need to make sure that my money is kind of being kept in check for this, but I have $3.7 million and no debt. So if I'm going to take any risks right now, this is the good time to do it. And again, I'm investing in myself, not in other companies. I really want to just push my money into my own company and really build this enterprise up before I start looking at investing in other people, right? Okay, so with that said, a lot of Z's happening over here. This is Games 1. Games 1 needs something to do. Right now, they're mostly just designing Pixel Hunt, and architecture is going to be the bane of my existence in this, unless we can do something about that. So architecture is a major weakness in my games teams. So as I build out my new games teams, I'm going to make sure that they are focused on architecture. First team I want to build then, it's going to be a Games 1 night team. We have a Games 2 night team. At least I've got this reserved. I need a Games 1 night team, and that one night team is going to have a lot more architecture. This one has 2 3-stars, and it has 8 2-stars. Hang on, 8 2-stars. Why is this not developing faster with 8 2-stars? These are all 2-star things. You know what it might be? It might be because it's 7 a.m. Let's just let this time go just a little bit here. I'm really not seeing that move as fast as I'd like. So I'm going to get another team going. for this. So what I want to do is create games 1, games 1N. Okay. This is my night team. And we're going to take some inspiration here from, like, I want people to be compatible, but I'm going to make them compatible with 2. And so I can't do that very well since there's nobody on these 2 teams. We're going to fill these 2 teams right now. And we're going to say that we want them compatible with Core N. I think that's probably fine. So when we're searching for them, we're going to make sure that they're compatible with Core N. So let's go back to our hiring screen. And what I think I want to do first is target my weaknesses. That's going to be architecture and network. I think are my biggest weaknesses in these 2 teams. If I take a look at games 1, I've got 2 network architecture designers, 2 architecture designers, and only 1 network designer that has only a single, 2 stars, 1 guy. So the night team is going to put more work into the network part and the architecture parts. And then again, they're piggybacking on each other. They're always going to share a project. So games 1 and games 1N, they share the same workload in the same space, right? This person's pretty good. They got some skills and everything except for audio. I can make that work. They're not going to be the greatest of designer. Their creativity isn't that great, but that's fine. We'll hire you first. And then we have all these other people too. This person could be a really good designer, and they have 3-star architecture and 3-star networking. And I like this guy for my lead, I think. So for this team, I think Lucas Fletcher, you're claustrophobic. I don't care for that, but you are going to be in an office with windows, and I'm going to make sure your office is office is kind of spaced out. You might be okay. I'm nervous on the claustrophobic part though. I'm a little nervous on that. Is there anyone else that's closer? 50 to 94, 58 to 100 is still pretty good. I'm going to get you anyway. Yeah, we'll have this one. Okay, so I've kind of walked you through my process and how I'm going to hire it. So I'm going to fill games 1N. I'm going to fill this team with 21 people. Again, I'm going to do also games 2N, fill that with 21 people. And then I think I want to get a second 3D team. But that one, I think I'm actually ready to do project management for the engine is what I'd like to do. I just have to have the audio tool done first. Yeah, I can't do that yet. So I'm going to do these 2, let it play through a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, zipping you ahead. I've got the teams filled out now. We've got games 2N and games 1N, both with 21 people in each group. All very compatible, all working the overnight shift. I do have to adjust their vacations and stuff. So I'm going to say March for this team. And let's just call May for this team, just so they're a little bit staggered with everybody else. We have a lot of teams that take their breaks in July and August, which is not the most ideal. Maybe 3D team, we can maybe have you do it in February. They're going to hate me for that, but we're going to do that. Okay, just to stagger everybody's breaks and stuff, right? Every team has HR except for, I guess I was going to say except for accounting, but they do. Okay, so all that's happening. So we come over here. This is where games 1 is. And we want this room to also be used by games 1N. There we go. And then we go up, and this group, this one here is going to also be used by games 2N. Now, there's a lot of ways to play this game. There's a lot of ways to organize teams. I don't know what the most optimal way is, so don't take what I'm doing as the way to do it. I'm sure you guys have ideas. I look forward to reading your comments about ideas on how to organize people. And I may even take a few of them. Just keep in mind that I'm having so much fun with this that I want to just keep playing, and I can't release faster than I'm playing. So it might be a little bit before I make the adjustments, but you know what? I welcome your feedback. It's fine. So let's take this room here is another room I want to do. Right now, I've got it reserved as a meeting room so that we don't have mixed teams in here, because I was getting mixed teams in here. And I kind of want this room to be dedicated to our engine. There's 26 computers in here. I'm not sure I need that many people for our engine. It's possible that's a bit overkill. I also kind of want to make my own anti-cheat software and anti-piracy software, if nothing else, just to make it in-house so that I don't have to use other people's licenses. So it's kind of another thing I'd like to do, actually. Maybe we have Core do that, because that's a fairly easy thing to do. And I don't think Core has a lot to do, although I do want them to be patching things up here with most of our stuff. So these teams are working on actual products, right? Let me get the this stuff. Yeah, so support stuff's all right here. And this is not deals. These are our own products. So char we can minimize. This one is mostly good, but again, I'm just going to have core take these things and everybody else just do whatever. So core is going to upgrade the technology in image stop 3. I think that's a good thing to do. Pixel Forge has quite a few bugs to fix, actually. Yeah, so we're going to have you also fix those bugs. And then World of Wizards has over 1,000 bugs total. So to upgrade the system, I have to choose a new game engine, which I can't do right now. I want this to stay on my engine, so I'm not going to upgrade this. And then same thing with the anti-piracy stuff. I guess I can't. So I'm not going to upgrade this. I just want to fix the bugs. So we'll do that. And I think all that's pretty good. So I'm going to turn that over and let core team do that. And then once core team's done doing that, I think at that point, I'm going to have them create, and I can just set that up now, actually. I'm going to have them create an anti-piracy tool. Well, let me see which one is costing me more money. Which one's costing me more money? So if I was to make a game now, for instance, and I want to go to anti-piracy. So this one here, the license is $189. This is, I mean, it's, you know, for every month that it's in development, I have to pay this license, right? So however low it is, that's kind of what I'm doing. So this is the anti-piracy. It's only $189. The anti-cheat is $92. So I think probably anti-piracy is where I want to go first, right? There's just the most expensive license. I want to replace that one. Okay, so our anti-piracy software, I'm going to go with Pearl. Might seem like a weird name, but think back to 1700s, early 1700s. Piracy was reigning supreme and everything. The HMS Pearl was one of the ships that hunted Blackbeard. I think this is nice for anti-piracy. So we're going to go with just Pearl. It's real nice and easy. And we're going to go with the Char Protect framework. There we go. I may choose to publish this anyway. Yeah, I mean, might as well, right? If somebody wants to use it, I guess we'll make some money on it. Why not? We're just going to click all these boxes and they're all there. So these are all the features we can do. It's going to take 2 years to make this right now, which is a little bit long. I would prefer not to do that. Is there any way I could... Here, let me see. What operating systems are we going to work with? Whoa. So Mac OS is it at the moment. The tech level is 1987 here, to where Unix is 1991. I feel like this one's going to eventually get more users. And remember, we're using this for our own thing anyway, so kind of whatever. So we'll just do that. And then let me analyze. I doubt we really need... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I see. So pretty much everyone's focusing on protection. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it looks like maybe we get just a little bit more there, and that's it. Like that's everything I can do anyway, so it doesn't really matter where we are. It's mostly an in-house thing anyway. What do we want to do here? Also, I've been told that you like my breathing. You can hear my breathing. I'm too close to the microphone. I am the exact... Winnie, I'm talking to you, buddy. I am the exact same distance away from the microphone that I normally am. They said this game, it gets rid of the music so frequently that now there's like no sound other than my voice and you hear it better. That's just how it works. But also, like, that's realism, man, okay? That's realism. You can hear me. You can hear the emotion, okay? The emotion in my voice. That's what I want you to hear. Okay, there you go. We're going to put this on with contracts as well. No, they've got waveform to deal with. This is a core thing. So let's do core here. We're going to make sure that core is hitting this one too. And I don't really think I need a publisher, do I? For this? I'm not really trying to be well known for it. I'm mostly making it for myself, but I guess I might as well. Well, you might as well, I guess. Fine, we'll do this. And then I don't have a level 1 network engineer in this team, oddly enough. So I guess we'll just do this. I got a network team now. It's fine. It's way more people than I need, but they're not going to focus on this very much. So we'll just go ahead and develop that. And then why don't we get another anti-cheat going as well? Anti-cheat. Maybe we go with what's the... I don't know. I don't know anything about anti-cheat stuff. I guess it's just going to be char cheat. Char cheat. I don't know. This is the char cheat framework. Char cheat. The char cheat framework. Well, we'll just do that in case we need to, make another one later or something. It's not a big deal. And look at all the people who are just compatible everywhere with this one, right? Probably should do Unix since the other one's compatible with Unix too. Again, it's mostly being used in-house here, so I don't really care what it's compatible with, but it's one of those things where it's like I might as well click the buttons, right? So there's all the buttons. I clicked them. And that's all the features we can have for now. So we'll have that. 4 teams doing that too. That's fine. Marketing for this. Anyone? Nah, here we go. These guys are really well known for it, and they're going to take a lower cut, and they're going to give me plenty of time to make it. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead. Do that, and that's it. Yeah, so it's like, again, not a lot of expected interest anyway. This is mostly a side project so that we don't have to keep paying the fees for everybody else. So let's go. All right, so that's what all these teams are doing. Lots and lots of things for them to do. We're going to make this a lower priority. These 2 tools are going to be lower priority, chart sheet and Pearl. I might rename this. You know what? I might just go with Cheaters quit. I don't know. Cheaters always quit. Well, it's going to be renamed to Cheaters quit just because whatever. It's fine. You know? And or maybe we just maybe we stay cheat, like stop cheat. You know what? This has a better ring to it. If I just call it stop cheat, I mean that's pretty much straight up tells you exactly what it's meant to do, right? So probably should just do that instead. Okay, so night teams are going to come in. They're going to be hitting all these things. I'm overpaying for the development of all these things like a lot. And image shop is updated now. There we go. Pixel Forge is getting hit for the bug fixes. We can go ahead and submit those right now before the end of the day. Get those started again as they come in for the nighttime. And then, of course, they have their tools that they're going to be designing and stuff as well, which is no big deal. So Pixel Forge is now upgraded. World of Wizards, fixing those right before the end of the day. Want to go ahead and get that submitted once more. And again, we want to use our own engine for this. So this is a 1989 tech level. So probably should go ahead and get the 89 tech level. Let's upgrade that to 89 as well. They can take that. It takes a while to do these things, but we're just going to do it. So I lost a whole bunch of money yesterday, right? I successfully filed my tax report, which is why I lost a lot of money. I paid a lot of money in taxes, didn't I? Bills. $1 million last month. Bills. Taxes. $820,000. It was quite painful, but we got through it. $3 million left in the bank after taxes. Feels pretty good. And again, all of these are my things. Like all of these are, you know, these are things that we're doing. And these are not bills. These are not deals. I mean, they're not contracts. I've finally got a lot of stuff going on here. If I sort it by type, there we go. You can see them a little bit more condensed, I suppose, but I still don't like this view. I like to see them at a glance. I want to see things like the number of active users and the number of bugs fixed and things. I want to see that stuff. And this is just, I mean, I don't mind scrolling to find the things I want to find. That said, probably could collapse the support tickets. Don't really need those. These ones here that are updates, they're only on there temporarily anyway, but other than that, like everything can stay on the screen. I think I'm good with that. All right, so they're working in the upper floors, right? I want to get another team here. I'm just kind of watching my wages right now, watching my money right now. And we didn't get any deals presented to us yesterday, which is a little bit weird. I have a reception in this office from 9 to 5. Well, maybe not. She did kind of walk away, didn't she? Seraph is offering me 3.8 million, basically 3.7 million, I guess, for Pixel Forge, which I'm going to continue to reject because clearly Seraph is after me now. They can see the value in having, you know, the only 3D editor on the market. Yeah, I know. That's why I did it, because I can see the value in it. And I kind of want to build another one. Maybe that's what this team is for. We had the 3D team, and they were responsible for... this is contracts. This is 3D team. Are they doing anything right now? Wait, is 3D team has no project? Oh, hang on. I don't think they actually have a project. Let's have them, let's have 3D team. I want you to port, yeah, port it to Unix. I think a lot of people are going to be at Unix pretty soon. And then once you're done doing that, I think we can make a sequel. Get started on that. So this is Pixel Forge 2 based on our 3D framework that no one else has. I can't update it, so that's fine. And then we can add new things as we go. So let's add a new operating system. We can be compatible with both. That is fine. Yep. And then analyzing the market. They want this. Just a little more rendering, a little more animation, a lot more modeling. Okay. No, I have too much modeling. Well, I think I just give them physics simulations this time. That will just push us way over the mark, but it only takes us a year to build it at this point, so it's not that big of a deal. Motion capture could be kind of a cool feature to have. Maybe we just do both. Why not? I think I'll just do this. I know there's a lot of waste, but it's like whatever. About a year now, big deal. And I want to release another one to get better known for these things, right? I want to release another one. So let's put 3D team on this and 3D team on that. There we go. So it's going to take about a year, it says. No big deal. I am the publisher because no one else is known for this. So I'm the best one to do it, actually. So there's not that many users, but, whatever. Let me see. How many users do we have for this? Pixel Forge has 50,000 users. So yeah, did pretty well self-publishing since there's no competition. Okay, good. And so we have recognition for a 3D editor too. Yeah, I think we just hit this. Physics simulation is going to get added. And I suppose I could... That goes an extra year. This doesn't add an extra year. It slightly hurts my speed, but I'm kind of okay with it. Just that tiny little bit. And it gives me an extra checkbox that my competitors won't have. And it might help my games too, because if I have something that my games can use later. Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll develop that. So now 3D Team at least has something to do. Okay, there's another break room. And then we can also do the same thing here. Clone it, bring it upstairs. Now that's going to be a little bit of a problem because the way that's shaped, but we'll make it work. There it goes. Yeah, so we're just going to take this and we're going to delete that. No, I want to delete the whole room, please. Destroy the whole structure. Yep. Or don't. Sure. Just give me... All right, why can't I have my wall removal tool? Why not? I don't know why I can't. Why can't I destroy these walls? I'm a bit lost why these walls won't disappear. I can't do that. Why? It doesn't make any sense. It still won't let me do it. It's something bugged about this. They're used for support and cannot be destroyed. What? Used for support? Whoa, wait a minute. There's a hole in my roof. Something's kind of messed up, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Now can I delete the wall? Thank you. So it was like something to do with the roof supports and stuff. I guess so. Something is blocking the path. That's fine. This can go away. We have a door over here now. Okay, so there are more break rooms now. There are more fridges. I think that will do. They can get up here from here. They can get up there with the elevator, and then they have to walk through this miserable place to get into here, which kind of sucks. But alternatively, I suppose I could give them a door that does that. And then alternatively, suppose I could give them some lights so that their path is at least somewhat illuminated while they walk through here. But there's vending machines here as well. Maybe what I could get in the future, I'm going to have a full kitchen. In the future, we're going to have a big old, yeah, we're going to have a kitchen. I'm actually kind of thinking right here is a good spot for it, honestly. This whole area here could be a kitchen. We could open this up. Let me just do this again. We could open this up so that this wall doesn't exist. Make it like an all glass thing with the door opening. I'm thinking that's an interesting idea. If we go double door here, let's get rid of the shelf, and the clock can be moved, and the radiator can be moved, and the founder can be shifted so that he's still quite visible, but not in the way, right? Yeah, we can get this image to be over here on this side. Let's pick a different image though. We've used that one a lot. So let's pick this is a structure in, I want to say this. Oh, why is the picture upside down? It's very artistic, but I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm not sure how that picture got upside down. This is in South Korea. This is my wife standing there with her arms up. And yeah, this is in South Korea. It's like a museum or something right there. Anyway, I need to rotate that. How about we put this cat? This is a cat that I photographed. He looked very photogenic while I was sitting there on a windowsill in northern Vietnam. Probably like middle Vietnam, but this cat was just sitting there, and I thought that was really cool, so I photographed it. Okay, we're gonna do this though. This is gonna be, I think the clock can be over here so that people can see what time it is when they're eating. We're gonna make this a kitchen, is kind of where I'm at on this. Let me just put that there for now. Get this vent to be over here. I'm thinking the plant's kind of in the way. We're gonna just move it out of the way. I want all this stuff off the wall because I am making this all glass. So we're gonna have this be there. People will walk through this big door to get into here, and this will be like a cafeteria area. And then we'll have the walls. Now we can do this. Now it makes sense. I like this for interior. Yeah. So imagine you come off the elevator, right? And you're like, I want to go eat. I'm hungry. Cool. Go to floor 3, right? Or I guess if you're the Brits, then I guess this is the ground floor, and then this is floor 1, and this is floor 2, which is very strange to my American mind. We start when we count, we begin at 1, right? So 1, 2, 3. That's just how we do it. All right. And yeah. So this is going to be, the 3rd floor, I guess. But I think I'm going to make this the kitchen and cafeteria area. Not a kitchen, this cafeteria. Kitchen can probably be, well, I don't even know if we need the break room then, do we? On this side. Actually, if we open this whole thing up, not the stairs, but if we open this whole thing up, we could have the dining tables and stuff for the kitchen be here. I'll probably eventually open all this up. Obviously, these are going to the 4th floor later, but yeah, probably that. And then for the kitchen, then I can put it over here on this side near the stairs. It'd probably be like right here, our kitchen area. So it would be kind of like, I want them to have a clear path though to the stairs without having to interfere with the kitchen. Yeah, and the stairs are kind of in this middle ground spot. So maybe I open up the stairs in this area. If we're going to open this whole thing up and have it be for the restaurant, then none of these walls are really in the right spot anyway. Like this is going to get opened up and everything. So I think so. This is going to be there. And then they come over here and they have tables all through here, tables all through here. With the stairs, I guess in this instance, I'd probably open them up. So we wouldn't have this door here, and then they would just be able to walk freely through here as the cafeteria, and then it's into a dedicated room from there. Probably like that. Let's swap this light out for one that has a bit more aesthetically pleasing environment score. Something like that is fine for now, although putting it in I'm gonna put it over here instead. And then I probably want to go ahead and do that for this area as well, so we can get rid of these lights because they're going to be walking through here now. Yeah, that's probably how we'll play this. So this is going to end up being, I don't know, we'll call it a cafeteria, like us Americans do. Just do that. Get rid of that door, I guess. Okay, so we have some stuff going on upstairs, but that doesn't really apply to my dedicated engine team that I wanted to do down here. It's just an extra thing I'm doing in the building now. Except that, make sure that the printing contracts can continue. I think since it's office software, we could give that to marketing team. We're not making any marketing. We're not making any office software anyway. Servers are now at 74% load. Very cool. Our digital distribution platform now has still 49 people, but we're up to 5.2 gigabits per second. I don't like how close that is. I have the money to do so. I'm gonna just kind of expand it about like that far. We're gonna go just a little bit more here, I think. There we go. Get this to be not 74% load, but 59.5 is fine. Yeah, I don't like how extreme that was. So okay, all right. So many projects going at once, right? That's what I'm all about right now. And these guys are doing nothing. So this is games 2 and 1. I took that away from them, right? So now they don't have anything to do overnight. Games 1N also, they just don't have anything to do. So this is the Sailing Stars game. I wanted to have this be Charlie's project, but I think I'm going to make this Games 1N. We'll join core on that. And I think actually what I'll do is take core N off of it. This way, Charlie can continue to be the lead designer. Although I think it's already designed. Yeah, it's already designed. You know what? We'll pass it off to the games team. Core doesn't even need to do it. So games 1 and 1N will now assume responsibility for Sailing Stars. So games 2, they're making an RPG, is what they're doing, right? So we're going to have an RPG. This one, let's see, what's it going to be called? What's it going to be called? The RPG framework is there. There it is. Yeah, that's what I want to do. All of that happened. All that sidetracking happened at the start because I couldn't find this framework. Okay, so yeah, we go RPG. Oh, that's why. The RPG framework was used for an adventure game. That's why. So I just need to rename the RPG framework. This has to be renamed. That's why. I want to rename this. Can I please? No? Where's the rename button? Oh boy. Well, that's a problem. I don't think I can rename it. It's going to be called Char MMO. Because I'm going to really be diving into the MMO parts of RPGs, and so I'm just going to label it that. If I can figure out a way to change the name of this framework from adventure, then I will. I think I've got that all messed up. Like all the different frameworks and stuff are kind of messed up. I'm not really sure how that happened. Also, we could start working on some add-ons for World of Wizards. I wasn't going to, but I mean, I have almost 30,000 users, so we could probably try that. I didn't even name this product. RPG. This one is going to be called Sharpened Sword. Yes, Sharpened Sword. There you go. That's the first thing that pops into my head, so that's what it's called. That's the extent of my creativity. Your lead designer, everyone. Let's see. Let's go dynamic soundtrack and enhance. And like these are all the things that add story, right? So there's just a lot of things to do. I need a bigger team for everything, you know? I just need a bigger team. I mean, I have well enough designers. I have enough programmers. I have enough artists, but it's still 4 years, you know? I'm not complaining. I think it should take a lot to make games. I just feel like if I'm putting this much money into it, we should be able to make it faster than 5 years. I don't know. I need to like talk to Spyus or maybe Merrick or any of the other like developers that I've worked with in the past and be like, hey, just out of curiosity, when you started designing your games at the time it was released, how many years was it? They'll probably say, yeah, about 4 or 5 years, and be like, shit, fine, you win. All right, subtitles are there. I need to get this to 100%. If I'm going to spend this much time on it, I need it to be closer to 100%. So 91 is good. 7 years. If I add anything else, you know what? This is fine. We're going to rock with this. It's another 7-year project. And we definitely want the marketing, although I'm not seeing a better solution here. Like Funcom is the publisher, but like there's not a lot of publishing notoriety here. So it's only like 1 star. I feel like I should just do this myself. Like giving it to a publisher feels bad right now. 7 years to develop. They're at least going to give me 9 years, 11 months. So I guess we'll let Funcom deal with it, even though it's probably not great to do that. And yeah, there's some architecture stuff in here. The team is ready for that. They can continue to make this game. We're going to make it great. Okay, develop. All that time just to configure something that's not going to release until 98. I guess that's just the way it is in this game, yeah? Yeah. And plus we have so many other things to do. I just wanted to make sure that every team has a project. I don't want to see Z's above anyone's head. Right? Everybody should be working all the time. If anyone's got Z's above their head, then it's just wasting money, right? Also, this pip at the bottom, like warning me of something, it's an education prompt. It's because Roberto Harris is, in the accounting team, they have a service education point available, but like they're already 3-star accounting. I don't really want them to educate themselves. I don't want to educate them on anything. I want them to just stay in accounting, but because if I start making them better, then they're going to have to, start charging me more money for being better and all that. But I guess if anything, maybe I can get you into law. That's a nice crossover. The accountants could also be lawyers, so that if it's not, tax season, maybe after they file, then it's going to be about April, May, right? So we could then switch them into lawyers and have them file a patent for something that we researched from January to April. So we get all the research done from January to April, and then boom, all the accountants switch to lawyers, file the patent, and then they switch back. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen because, accountants are saving me money throughout the year, so that's not something I'm going to necessarily do. I like seeing that. All the green numbers above everybody's head. So what we should see now is essentially each team having one project, and they're not really overlapping with many others. Contracts, and I'm going to pull you off of this. And Winter Kamen takes over as the lead. I think that's okay. Because I wanted to see what her skill is anyway, and she's fine for that. Yeah, so she can be that. So core, contracts, this is the anti-piracy thing. Core is going to work on this as well. Not a contracts project. Core is working on these two things. And then contracts is working on waveform, which I will probably change them to my engine team. And then contracts, quote unquote, will become the char engine team. And then they will manage that for a bit. Still offering me Pixel Forge, huh? They're going to give me $4.5 million for it now. Rejecting. Marketing, yes, we can take that one. It's fine. Okay, and then Sailing Stars, right? That's game 1. So we have one for games 1, one for games 2. There's our 2 games that are in development. Core team handling the tools that we're going to use with those games in the future with the engine, and then we need somebody to be updating all the things. Char is actually a very stable platform. The digital distribution, right? It's a very stable platform. It has basically no bugs, but we have to make sure that we're keeping up with the technology for it. So let's go ahead and upgrade it anyway. We don't want to fall behind in the tech and then be obsolete. Like, just because we have people hosting here, it's like, well, they're no longer, they don't have this feature that the other guys do, right? I don't want that to happen. Print job. Mammoth is a game. Choice of Robots 3. I feel like Choice of Robots sounds like a game. It is a game, yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, it's a print job and I can make money on it, so okay. I mean, they're going to release it anyway, so they might as well pay me for it. Oh, speaking of releasing, is it time to just go ahead and give them House Builder now? I mean, this iteration is basically over, and there's only 4 months left. But I have to make sure I press this button in time, because if I forget to press this button in time, they sue me for like everything that I've taken plus 50%. And they basically just bankrupt my company. So I think I'm going to hit this because I don't want to take a risk on not hitting it. So they've already paid me for today, so I'm just going to hit develop. Done. That's it. We sent it, and that's it. We turned over that House Builder game. In August of 1991, a whole bunch of stuff just became available tech-wise. All of it pertaining to stuff with games, right? All of it is game evolution. So We have different things for our anti-cheat stuff, and that's fine. So our anti-cheat stuff's already going to be out of date. That's great. We have game engine, packet compression. I'm noticing some other stuff that we might be able to do, like client server architecture. That's part of the game engine. That's what we want for our next game engine. We want networking stuff. So we're right alongside the dedicated server for RPG games, which is interesting. So I can get a server underneath the thing that's separate from my hosting. That server could be dedicated just to this game, right? So I could give them, I can host multiplayer sessions and stuff for them. That'd be fine for the MMO, right? I want to be able to host my own MMO, so there's cost involved in that. Which brings me to the online multiplayer stuff is now available. So a lot of networking stuff just dropped in 1991 for us to be able to take advantage of if we can build it out fast enough. And so that's what my next task is I want to set up an MMO. I love that these guys are just chilling here watching the cameras. So great. And then once we get that going, I'm not going to bother with the patents and stuff just yet. I think like if we're really steady and we have like lots of money flowing in from all those things, then we get like, I was thinking my research floor would be, like 8 to 10 would be a research floor. And what I probably end up doing is floor 8, floor 9, floor 10, we would have it be this side is one tech, this side is another tech, and then that would be that way for each floor. So we would have 6 technologies that we're looking to all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And maybe it'd be different. Maybe it's going to be like 1, 2, because it's like 2 halves to this. So maybe it's like split it down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 potential technologies. I would also like to get a parking garage over here, like I was saying earlier, and then I want to have a bridge that goes from here to here. And I think that's possible to do, but it's only possible to do to an extent. So I'm not sure I can go over top of these parking spaces. I hope I can, because I'd like people's bikes to be parked under shelter, right? Right now they're just parked out in the elements. It's when it rains, right? But like if I can get parked under shelter, then I could have an overhang on the back of the building. Although that would mess up the shape, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would mess up the shape. However, we could do it on this one. We can have an overhang on this side of the building. People could park right here, right? Because we have all this space, right? So all of this can be the parking area. And then we could leave this open maybe, like these 2 or 3. They can drive into the parking structure on this side and drive in and out over here. And then this part could be bikes underneath. And then they could walk across the road, but at least their bikes are under shelter. I'm thinking about it, right? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how do I make this work for my people and how do I make everything be just as I want it to be. And that's kind of where I am on that. Okay, waveform is so close. And I think because our past peer review was actually quite good and we've iterated from that, we should be in 9.0 territory here, 9 plus. So we're going to push this to beta. And we have plenty of time for that, actually. January 1993 is the estimated release date. So we can get this into beta with more than a year to go is actually quite good. All right, I'm going to slam this at the end of this episode. So I've just released episode 6 today. And I'm looking through the different comments and stuff. And something is surprising me, okay? Apparently, these fridges are only available to be used by chefs, which makes no sense to me at all. That seems very strange as far as a design decision for the game. So if I go over to Canteen, I expected, like, this is the mini fridge for employees to keep their own food. It only has a 5 capacity. That's the part that's, like, getting me. There's only 5 capacity here. If I go to Kitchen, that's where this is. It says generates food for cooks to cook. So I didn't read the description on this. I just saw capacity 50 and went, oh, yeah, they need that. So, these are not something that we want to have at all. In fact, that's where all my wasted food is coming from, right? So I want to give mini fridges, but the problem is it's like only 5 people can use these. That seems really, really restrictive. And I don't see any other way to like give people a way to bring their own food and store it here. The mini fridge is it, which is, again, kind of aggravating. So we're going to place one of these glass tables down. Where'd it go? Right here. Yep. Place one of these glass tables down. And then I'm going to have to, I guess, rethink the design of my place here. And I think that redesign includes getting rid of one of these coffee machines. I mean, I like the fact that people are able to use these. I can't put enough mini fridges in this office to give people ample like space to store their food. So it sucks. Let me just go ahead and duplicate that, and I want to set this here too. Yeah, I need to move this garbage bin here. So we're gonna duplicate this, place it here, give them another mini fridge if we can, I suppose. I'll place this over here. I don't know. Like, I'm supposed to put it near the food producers or whatever, right? But like, I don't really think I can. Anyway, that's gonna go there. And then over here only has one. I think we'll probably go ahead and get rid of the plant, or at least move the plant. I'm not sure where I'm moving it to yet. I guess for now it'll be over here. And then once more, let's go ahead and duplicate and stick. That one can be over here. Yeah, like that. And then we just place this garbage bin, I guess, up against the wall over here. Fine. So that takes care of that break room. And then, you know, I got to do the same thing with this one over here, right? So there's that. So I'll fix that. And that's where all our wasted food is in our budget. World of Wizards just got all of its bugs fixed, and Pixel Forge did too. So another thing I wanted to talk about at the end of this, Waveform is getting promoted. So there's that. It's now in beta, and it's releasing January 1993, right? So we have more than a year of beta here. Feels good. Gonna do that. And then all the other stuff is taking place here too. Let me get the deals out of the way. The other thing I wanted to do is talk about the very near future. We're not going to do this right now. This video is really long, but I made some notes on where we go from here. Okay, a lot of notes. So these are the kinds of notes that I usually have. I've been kind of light on them because it's in game and it's a little weird for me, but this is usually the kinds of stuff that I have written on this other monitor. So we're going to make a Games Team 3 next, and we're going to put a new RPG in front of them. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be released as quickly as possible. So low amounts of features, the bare minimum to get like 50, 60, maybe 70% of interest, right? Just get it out the door. We then want to complete our anti-piracy and Pearl, our anti-piracy tool, which is going to be named Pearl. And then I've also changed the name of the anti-cheat tool to True Sight. I'm gonna label it that, True Sight. Also, our digital distribution platform is no longer Char. I've gotten some cool name ideas from you guys. It's been very good. It's been awesome. And we're gonna rename this if I can. I don't think I can rename this. This I think has to stay. But CHAR, we can maybe see what your acronym is. But the hosting server can be renamed, and this one is going to be renamed to Vapor. And you know what? I think we're going to go like that, like capital letters so I can see it. So Vapor. And Vapor actually has 14 servers in it now, 14 gigabits per second. We're up to 79% utilization. So I have to expand on Vapor anyway. So we're going to come over here. We're this big now. On Vapor, we need even more space because they just keep coming, right? So we're going to duplicate, drop these down, and then we're going to go ahead and connect all of them. And then that's going to take care of our, this is B here. This is going to refresh after a little while of play. But now it's 18 gigabits per second on there, okay? Then what I want to do, all right, we're going to complete Pearl and True Sight. Then Games Team 1 is going to produce DLC for World of Wizards. Game Team 2 is going to push Sharpened Sword still, which is happening right here. We're going to get at least Iteration 2 before we start to release it. And we want to get that RPG out, right? Because I want to start getting well known for RPGs. We're going to really focus on RPGs because the grand plan, the big moneymaker in the future, is an RPG. So as soon as possible, in 1993, I want to start trying to get technology. We're going to start doing some research in 1993. We're going to try to get the 3D tech patent. If we can get the patent, that's great. But we just want to unlock the 3D tech for 1993 as soon as possible, because this is going to let me meaningfully add 3D capabilities to our engine for 2.0. Now, we can do that already right now, but we're close enough to 93 to where I think I'm going to try to time this. And so Char Engine 2.0 is going to have all in-house tools. By this date, we should have our own anti-piracy, our own anti-cheat, 2D editor, 3D editor, and audio tool. All of those are done. We can make our own engine based on our own tools, not have to worry about the licensing for that, right? The royalties. When we get that, World of Wizards 2, we've been doing DLC for the original game. World of Wizards 2 starts to happen with CharEngine 2.0. And, we start getting a 3D game. And then we start working on DLC for World of Wizards 2, setting ourselves up with all the maintenance of our tools until 1996. When 1996 happens, this is when the grand plan for our gaming empire begins. Because in 1996, if we can get the tech, we don't need the patent, but if we can get the patent, that'd be great. In 1996, the tech for architecture and network are going to allow us to have the game actually know that our game is an MMORPG. We can begin to get the architecture for MMOs in 96. And then for the network, that can be pumped into MMOs for here, let me show you. Can't even speak right now, right? Go to games, go to RPG. What we want is this, all right? We're looking for MMORPG here. Right now it says level 2 network designer needed, but it actually is 1995 is what we need. So in 96, we can go ahead and get this anyway. But the 96 is needed here. MMORPGs is what we need for game architecture. So architecture and network, we want to focus on that in 96. And then we can actually make what the game knows is an MMO. We're going to maintain that, do everything we're going to do. It is going to take place in the same universe as World of Wizards. I think that's pretty good for our fans. But it's an RPG, not an adventure game, right? And the name is going to be Eternal Kingdoms. This is kind of what I've come up with here. So Eternal Kingdoms, there's my name for that. And we want to go ahead and designate a new server dedicated to this game, separate from other hosting, but we're not going to be able to actually do that until 2003. So we need to maintain our stuff for 7 years until we can do that. But once we do that, once we have that ability, we then need the engine to support that function. So CharEngine 3.0 in 2003, we're then going to have our dedicated team at that point with all in-house tools, and we're going to add dedicated server as the technology for it in 2003. We just need to get the patent for, or just the research for that functionality in 2003. And of course, everything at that point is self-published, and then CharEngine just is maintained by project management from there. We're not going to have a publisher. By then, we should be good to go, and actually, we're almost good to go anyway for Game Engine. So when we release 2.0, we'll have the recognition anyway to kind of be successful on that. And then we just, we transition the MMO. We maybe do Eternal Kingdoms 2 gets transitioned to CharEngine 3 to utilize the dedicated server. And then all of our content for that just gets pumped into Eternal Kingdoms 2. While the other gaming team can do other games, this is going to be our bread and butter. Our core focus is going to be on Eternal Kingdoms and that whole bringing everybody together in the world's first MMO is where I want to go on that. So that's the grand plan in the notes. We'll see how well that goes. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.